Back in the second half of 2023, Jordan Love played like the best quarterback in football. He's playing even better right now.
You are Locked On Packers, your daily Green Bay Packers podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You were Locked On Packers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm Peter Bukowski, and I cover the Packers for The Leap, a newsletter I would love for you to subscribe to. Follow me on Twitter, Peter_Bukowski. Follow the podcast on Twitter, Locked On Packers. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to the podcast to iTunes, Spotify, Google, wherever you find podcasts, you'll find Locked On Packers, the #1 Packers podcast on the internet, and the show for fans who know what happened, they want to know why and how. Thanks to everyone who makes Locked On Packers their first listen every day. We hope you like starting your day with us as much as we like starting our day with you. Today's episode brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. If you want to be right in the middle of the action this season, visit FanDuel.com and place your first NFL live bets all season long. On today's show, the rapid ascension of the 2024 draft picks in year two has been the key to this defense. Sean Rhyan and Anthony Belton just walking right in. No problems. Offensive line playing its best football of the season. But first, we have to start with Jordan Love. Because what we saw on Sunday was exactly what Brian Gutekunst was talking about when he mentioned Jordan Love managing the game. This is something we've talked about a ton since Gutekunst uttered those words. Because it's not just about making the play when your team needs you to make a play. Okay, the Bears are starting to get up some momentum. Can you find the play? Can you find the throw? Can you find the adjustment? Okay, Matt LaFleur wants you to take a deep shot, wants to be aggressive. Can you find the right way to be aggressive? Can you miss in the right spots if you're going to miss? And that's what he did. It wasn't perfect. What's remarkable is he played terrific, threw 3 touchdown passes, controlled the game from start to finish, and it could have been better. The 2 balls, the go balls to Romeo Doubs, underthrown, so not good throws. The go ball to Bo Melton, not a good throw. But on all of those plays, someone else was open. Now, he decided pre-snap, I like my one-on-one matchup, didn't do a progression read, and that's not uncommon for quarterbacks. That's certainly something that we see quarterbacks do all the time, especially if you think you're catching man coverage or you're getting single coverage on one side and you like that matchup. A quarterback like Jordan Love has the autonomy, just like Aaron Rodgers did, just like all the other great quarterbacks in this league do, to say, I'm going to take that matchup and we're going to go. And it was part of the ethos, part of the philosophy of this game to be aggressive and attack. Now, the bummer is, one of the Romeo Doubs go balls, Jayden Reed is streaking across the field and he might score. Like in the open field, the defender has no chance to catch him. And so then can someone else catch him? And my bet would be on maybe not. So it could have been even better. That's the upside of this offense. Matthew Golden still dealing with injury. Dontavian Wicks still dealing with injury. They're not even their best selves from a receiver standpoint yet. They just get Jayden Reed back. He's working his way back in all of this. The offensive line is dealing with 2 new starters. They're incorporating themselves into all of this. And yet Jordan Love is playing awesome. And I know not everyone loves Pro Football Focus grades. But if you go back and look, 2 of his highest graded games of his career happened in the last month. And if you go back 6 weeks, include the Steelers game, basically since Halloween, though that was right before Halloween, Jordan Love has had, by PFF grading, basically his 3 best non-Cowboys playoff games of his career. This year, he is taking the step we all thought he was going to take last year. And because he got hurt and never quite found his rhythm, never quite trusted his body, he got lumped into, he is who he is now, and he's not that special. And a lot of it had to do with the priors that were being confirmed and not confirmed in that moment. And I do wonder, like if he plays awesome in the Cowboys game, but they lose and he never plays the 49er game, does it feel different? Does everything feel a little bit different? Or if, they close the season the way that they do and he gets hurt in the Bears game, and in the Bears game, that loss keeps them out of the playoffs. Do we feel differently about Jordan Love? He is right now playing like one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, leads the league in EPA per play, top 5, top 10 in all the important stats. He's not in the conversation for the best quarterback in the league right now. If you're just going to like line everybody up like at recess and pick the best guy, it's not him, right? And so you could say that once upon a time about Brett Favre. You line everybody up at some point in his career, 95, 96, 97, you pick Brett. There are a number of years in Aaron Rodgers' career where you want to pick the best guy and you're going to pick Aaron. Probably not happening right now with Jordan Love. But show me the guys playing better right now. Matthew Stafford and Drake May are playing really well. Are they definitely playing better given the circumstances than Jordan Love? I don't know. It's certainly a conversation. To me, those are the three best. And we have to throw Josh Allen in there because what I saw him do to take over a game again against the Bengals, like he can do stuff no one else can do. And not in a like Caleb Williams, I can make 1 or 2 plays a game that make your jaw drop, but I miss so many easy ones. Like it's not that. But what we saw in 2023 is Jordan Love capable of playing, and he produced like the best quarterback in the NFL. He was outstanding, putting the ball wherever he wanted. Once again in this game, off his back foot didn't matter. Christian Watson, the second touchdown, that's an adjustment at the line of scrimmage. They make that adjustment, little hand signal, get there. He was doing a lot of can in this game, getting the Packers into the advantageous situations, and sometimes they're fake can calls. Because the defense knows. I mean, Tom Brady mentioned it on the broadcast. The defense knows if we're in a too high look and he's under center and he's given the can, we know it's probably going to be a run. Well, then if you can and it's a play action because it's a fake can and there's no actual can call, that's part of the control that Brian Gutekunst was talking about. Oh, Christian Watson, they just run that little slant. Let me just give you the little hand signal for that. That's control of the game. That's the control. And, look, Matt LaFleur, after a rocky middle of the season especially, I thought, has called a terrific couple games here. Aggressive, letting Jordan Love attack teams down the field, and mixing in the right amount of run game. Like, let's not miss that on the final drive, the Packers get gashed on that second last Bears drive. 17 plays, takes half the quarter, and they get the ball back with a chance to go win the game. And it's like, you got to just possess it. And it's an 8-play drive. Josh Jacobs was part of 6 of those plays. Jordan Love didn't have to do a ton. Now, he did have to get them into the right calls, the right sets. 3rd and 1, Josh Jacobs breaks off a 21-yarder when the Bears have that play dead to rights. But they were able to mash you at the line of scrimmage when they needed to. And so that's the version of balance that I've been asking for. Come out of the game firing. Let Jordan Love throw the ball around the yard. And then in the second half, when you have that lead, then mash, lean on people. Now, I like the aggressiveness. They go 3 and out in the third quarter twice, and that let the Bears back in the game. But I didn't have a problem with the way it was handled because they're being aggressive. And again, I mentioned they had open receivers. They had opportunities. When Jordan Love looks back at the film, he's going to go, ugh, because they had chances. Again, I don't fault him for taking one-on-ones on the outside. That was an Aaron Rodgers thing too, but it's Romeo Doubs, not Devontae Adams. If you play the play, if you let the play work for you, let the concept work for you, it's probably going to work, especially when the concept's working all game. Like you're getting a little greedy there. But I don't mind it because it's part of the philosophy. It's part of who Jordan Love is. And he was certainly good enough to win. He right now is playing his best football. And this is the version of Jordan Love that gives them a chance to beat anybody and give them a chance to beat everybody. I want to talk about this defense, specifically 3 guys from the 2024 draft class who are playing outstanding right now. That's next on Locked On Packers. NFL Sundays move fast, big plays. Suddenly everything feels different. That's what makes live betting with FanDuel so exciting. You're not just watching the game, you're reacting to it in real time. What kind of odds do you think you could have gotten on the Packers to win when the Bears tie it up? Or when the Bears are marching down the field? Probably could have made some money betting on the Packers in those situations. With FanDuel, you can place bets as the action unfolds. Every drive, every momentum swing, every highlight moment. Live betting is best when the game starts to shift, a receiver gets hot, a defense tightens up, or the momentum flips after a turnover. Live spreads and money lines adjust instantly. Player props update as guys heat up. You can bet next touchdown scores, drive results, totals, and more. It keeps you locked into every snap, every drive, every possibility. So if you want to be right in the middle of the action this season, visit FanDuel.com and place your live bets all season long. FanDuel, the game moves fast, and so can you. Thanks for making Locked On Packers your first listen today, and thanks for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network. You already live your team every day. Now take it up a level and go ad-free. Join the Everydayer Club and get Locked On Packers with no interruptions, members-only Discord access, and more, all for just $5 a month or $50 a year. Go to Locked On Packers, LockedOnPackers.supercast.com, and you can become an Everydayer. Go to LockedOnPackers.supercast.com or check the link in the show notes to learn more. What I saw from Javon Bullard on Sunday against the Bears, on a bum ankle, no less. There were questions if he was even going to play. Bullard was a heat-seeking missile. I posted one of the clips on social of him chasing down Caleb Williams to force an incompletion. He just sees Caleb Williams break the pocket and takes off like a shot and just like beelines for Caleb. Caleb tries to make a throw and Bullard like cracks him as he does it. Helps force the incompletion. Is Bullard, Chris Harris Jr. as a slot corner in coverage? No. But he does so many things well for this defense, taking on blocks, blitzing, as a run defender, filling the gaps, filling the alleys, tackling in space, stringing plays out, always being in the right place. And then for a guy that's not very big, he will bring the lumber when he tackles. He wants to play a physical brand of football, and that fits so well with Evan Williams, who, I've said it before and I'll say it again, is playing at a Pro Bowl level. Get those votes in. If you want him to go to the Pro Bowl, he deserves it. I still have not seen a good angle that shows why the Loveland play was ruled an incompletion and not an interception. Because Evan Williams has the ball, goes to the ground, turns over, and then has the ball knocked out. That is an interception. It should have been an interception. It should have been a huge play in this game. His physicality, his instincts. We did a show open about him the other day. He is a superstar in the making. Just makes every play. Like, is he a perfect player? No. Is he, Troy Polamalu? No. But he is so impactful. He helps this team in so many ways. And when you don't have Devontae Wyatt and you traded Kenny Clark, you're going to need players like Evan Williams to run the alley, to fill gaps, to fit the run. And Evan Williams, in a lot of cases, only needs to help if Edgerrin Cooper can't do it. And we saw Edgerrin Cooper and Quay Walker fly around the field yet again. Cooper has not made some of the impactful splash plays that I thought he was going to make, that he did make last year at times. The interceptions, the splashy pass breakups, the blitzes. He's been a very good player. He's had some inconsistencies. I don't know if it's a sophomore slump. I don't know if it's the change in role, They're asking him to do a little bit different things. Last year, it was a lot more coming downhill, attacking the quarterback, and then they sort of built in some of the coverage stuff. But his speed, the reason the Packers are so good against outside runs is their speed is just incredible. They're so fast. Quay, Coop, McKinney, and Williams are not like the fastest 40-time guys, but they're so instinctive. And, Sunday's game is not a Xavier McKinney game. He's not a take on blocks guy. He's a roam the back end, cover guy, create opportunities. Not that he's a bad tackler or anything like that. It's not the same set of skills. It was an Evan Williams game. It was a Javon Bullard game. It was an Edgerrin Cooper game. And you think about that 2024 draft. I still think there's something there with Tyron Hopper. I wish Marshawn Lloyd would be able to stay on the field. Jordan Morgan is probably going to be the left tackle of this team in 2027 or 2026. What year is it? 2026 is coming up. Probably 2027 too. But whether any of those things happen or not almost doesn't matter, because Bullard, Cooper, and Williams all look like they are like Pro Bowl caliber players. And for as good as you might have thought they could be in the draft, like especially a 5th round pick, a day 3 pick, there's just no way anyone, maybe even including Evan Williams, thought that he would be this good, and certainly not this soon. Sorry, he's a 4th round pick. I don't know why I always say 5th round pick. He's a 4th round pick though. And Javon Bullard, Edgerrin Cooper, those guys are early round picks, but like you still don't expect Pro Bowl caliber players. You could hope, you could want, you could dream, but that can't be the expectation. The expectation, like if you look at scouting reports, we're talking about those top guys with top 10 grades are the ones that you're expecting to be Pro Bowlers. 1st round grade, it's like he has the chance to be a top 10 player at his position. I would say all 3 of those guys are already top 10 at their position. So you're already extracting 1st round value out of 2 day 2 picks and an early day 3 pick, and have just completely revamped this defense. I mean, think about how big a problem linebacker and safety were for this defense just a couple of years ago. And now linebacker and safety are really the strength of this defense, especially with Wyatt out, Clark out the door. There's questions along the interior. If the Packers took a defensive tackle in the 1st round of this year's draft, I would not be surprised at all. I have not watched, followed the draft coverage. I don't even dive into that stuff until, the off season. I get adjacently interested in it because of, the little bit of college football that I watch in the regular season. I watch almost all my college football in the off season, which I know is weird. But the upside that these guys had, you're already realizing like the top end outcomes for what they could be. I feel like Javon Bullard is already 80, 85% of what you thought he could be. Evan Williams is probably 110, 120, 130% of what you thought he could be in a best case scenario. And the crazy part is Edgerrin Cooper is just scratching the surface here. I still think there's so much more out there for him, so much more consistency that he can gain. He's going to be such a damn good player. And he's already a good player. He can be a great player. He can be an elite player of any of the players on this team where you go, yeah, that guy could be a truly elite player. Who isn't? It's like Tucker Kraft. And I think he was getting there. Jordan Love is probably there. It's Edgerrin Cooper of the guys that like hasn't gotten there yet. He has a chance to. He has a chance to be special. And that draft class, at least on the defensive side, also has a chance to be special. Now, speaking of draft classes, the Packers have put a lot of time and money and draft capital into offensive line. And they found answers in some unlikely places. I want to talk about it next. You know, there's no reason to let big wireless drain your wallet, especially during the holidays. Right now, Mint Mobile is running their best deal of the year. All of their unlimited plans are 50% off. That means you can lock in 3, 6, or even 12 months of unlimited premium wireless for just $15 a month. It's the easiest way to take your overpriced phone bill and give it the Scrooge treatment. And what makes this even better is how simple Mint makes the switch. No contracts, no nonsense, just real savings and real quality service. Setup takes only a few minutes. You can bring your phone and your phone number without any issues. It feels good knowing that you're not overpaying just to stay connected. Turn your expensive wireless present into a huge wireless savings for future with Mint. Shop Mint Unlimited plans at mintmobile.com/LockedOnNFL. That's mintmobile.com/LockedOnNFL. Limited time offer, upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plans, $90 for 6-month, $180 for 12-month plans required, or $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees, initial plan terms only. And over 35 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com. I feel like it's gone way under the radar what the Packers are doing with the interior of their offensive line. Like we were all over Aaron Banks when that was not working great. And the fact that he's now playing much better, it's a non-story. Like that was the worst contract the Packers had handed out since Joe Johnson until he got healthy and started playing well. And then Elton Jenkins gets hurt, and that seems like a big deal. And then Sean Rhyan comes in and is like immediately just as good, maybe better. Like immediately at a position where never been a preferred starter. Never. Still isn't. But this is why the Packers cross-train. Is for these sorts of moments. There's a reason that Sean Rhyan has played center in the preseason, has played center in training camp, because you need a backup center. Aren't you glad that this is Sean Rhyan and not Jacob Monk right now? Jacob Monk has never looked like an NFL player. You have Sean Rhyan for a moment like this, and he just walks right in, huge games, and takes it, handles it. Everything that is being thrown at him. Has it been perfect? No. But he's got the attitude, the physicality. And then him and Anthony Belton, same deal. Anthony Belton walks in, never played guard, and didn't even play guard in training camp really. Was Matt LaFleur was asked, like, is he a guard or a tackle? And he's like, well, we're focusing on tackle with him right now. And it's sort of like, if he's going to play guard, then why don't you just have him play guard? This is one of the places where they didn't cross-train. And they ended up needing him to be ready to play at right guard. And he's doing it. He got a Baldy breakdown. Playing with good pad level, good leverage, good power, moving bodies. He took 2 on the Josh Jacobs game-winning touchdown. Could have gotten called for a questionable hold on one of them. Almost. Didn't really need to do it. But he just walks in. Oh yeah, I'm a guard now. I can do this. And it does make you wonder, doesn't it? Why did they bother with the right tackle stuff? Because he's just been that he's been a better right guard than a right tackle. And I was someone saying, look, I think he's a tackle. I think he can play tackle. I'd like to see him play tackle. That's the more valuable position, so let's see it. But Zach Tom is going to play right tackle, so is he going to play left tackle? Is he a better tackle prospect than Jordan Morgan? I didn't think so, and I don't think so. But you could switch Zach Tom to left tackle if you like Anthony Belton at right tackle. Jordan Morgan doesn't look like a right tackle. Doesn't look like a right side player. Certainly is not a right guard. Anthony Belton is clearly the better right guard right now than Jordan Morgan. Those guys, I mean, how many teams can just put in backups and arguably get better from an offensive line that was, solid to good? They're not as good a unit as I thought they were going to be. I thought Rasheed Walker was going to take another step forward. He hasn't. I thought Jordan Morgan was going to take another step forward. He hasn't. I thought Elton Jenkins was going to be awesome. He wasn't. And I don't think any of that was crazy to think. Rasheed Walker in 2023 earned that job, played solid football in 2024, and he's a young player. Like, that was his first real season starting. You could go, hey, okay, there's talent here. He didn't fall in the draft because he wasn't talented. And then in 2025, he just hasn't really progressed the way that you would want. Brian Gutekunst said that he thought Elton Jenkins could be an all-pro center. I had previously said, I think Elton Jenkins could be an all-pro center. I thought that would be the preferred plan with Josh Myers coming out, and I was wrong about that. He just never really acclimated, never really settled in. Never really asserted himself the way that I thought he would. And then Sean Ryan comes in and like kind of just keeps the level of play going. And they've, to my eyes, at least over the last 2 games, they've upgraded at right guard. Whether it was Sean Ryan, who was not playing great there, Jordan Morgan, who was definitely not playing great there. And then now you add in this rookie who's never, like, and look, we don't know if he was practicing there during the regular season, but during training camp and in the preseason, he was a tackle. He was a tackle. Period. Full stop. And he just walks into the NFL playing guard. Like, that's not normal. That's not normal. It's different body types that you got to play against. It's different techniques. It's different communication. It's different pass-offs. It's a different vision. It's a different everything, really. It's going to be a different stance, especially on third down. Like, and he just, no problem. I can do it. I can do it, coach. Well, what a luxury to have those 2 guys walk in. And this was the point that I was making in the preseason. They have not been as good on the high end as I thought they would be. And I didn't think they were going to be, I didn't think they had the talent of a Eagles group, for example, or a Broncos group, who the Packers are going to play this week. But I thought they had the most depth in the NFL. And you look around the league and you go, well, the Lions' offensive line has fallen way off because they don't have the depth. No, they didn't have the talent to start with. Graham Glasgow, Tate Ratledge, Christian Mahogany, like, even at their best, they weren't playing great. You're seeing what depth is doing in Philly right now. The offensive line is materially worse than it had been because they're having to play backup players. Now, part of that is their starters are really good, but their backups are not as good. They're not even close to as good. Green Bay, I said before the season, has 7 or 8 guys that they feel comfortable playing reps. I probably add Darian Kennard and all of that in ways that I didn't expect. And that depth is showing up in a major way. You lose a starting center you thought was going to be really good, and the replacement is as good or better. You have a first-round pick playing right guard. He's not good enough, so you put in your second-round pick, who's never played guard, and he's immediately an upgrade. And now you've got a great swing tackle and another offensive lineman. Now, if I'm the Packers, I'm going, wait, Darian Kennard, why is that not Jordan Morgan? I'd like to see Jordan Morgan get out there. I don't know if there's a confidence issue. I don't know, what's going on there. That's not ideal. But maybe they're just thinking, hey, we'd rather have him be our real tackle or real swing tackle if you need him. I suppose I could see that. But it could not go unremarked upon. I feel like I'm doing a bad job if what I say is we don't talk enough about, because I literally get to talk about it. So it cannot be said we don't talk enough about a thing that I have a chance to talk about. So we had to talk about it. All right, Lily Zhao is with us tomorrow. Thanks, of course, for tuning in to Locked On Packers. Subscribe to me wherever you get podcasts on the interwebs, whatever podcast provider you like, on YouTube, where we are right now. Our squad show is going to be live on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Please watch that. We have a great time doing it. It's awesome. You guys, the audience has been incredible. You guys have, I don't know why I'm begging. You guys have been watching, and I love that you guys have been watching. And the after the game ones are so much fun to do. I've always wanted to do a true post game show, and this is about as much fun as I can have doing a post game show. But I've got a deal for you. Okay, I got a deal for you. Ready? Did Locked On Packers make your Spotify Wrapped? If you prove it on social media, you can get a free month to our brand new Everydayer Club. So just tag our National Locked On Podcast Network account on your social platform, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is, and we will drop you a code. Be one of the first to join the Everydayer Club to get your favorite show ad-free and exclusive access to the members-only Discord. If you want to just go sign up, you can. LockedOnPackers.supercast.com. For those of you on video, we send you to the first 24/7 national NBA YouTube channel. On audio, make sure to make your second listen Locked On NFL. And as always, stay Locked On Packers.